The next presenter.
Thank you, Your Worship, councillors, city staff, and all the citizens of Moncton here tonight. Thank you for the time to speak with you tonight. I'm here representing two groups this evening. First, I'm the chair of the Edith Cavell PSSC, and secondly, I'm also one of the organizers of a concerned group of citizens who are seeking answers from the government on just how it justifies locating Moncton High at Royal Oaks. I'm here primarily because of this person here beside me. This is my daughter, Mary. She's directly impacted by this, more so than probably anyone else in the room, except for the other MHS students, so that's why I'm here. We are, first of all, let me say too that when I went through this afternoon, it took me about 5.5 minutes. So we had a large number of our members that wanted to speak here tonight. We asked them not to. I'm representing the group, so hopefully you'll give me a little leeway on that. I'm aware that the Romspen has withdrawn the rezoning application, so council will not be voting on that issue tonight, as mentioned earlier. To be clear, for us, this has never been about Romspen or about the Royal Oaks subdivision. We hold no ill will towards the developer or residents of Royal Oaks. The fact that the housing development and the school became intertwined is due to the actions of the province and the developer around the sale of the land. City Council should never have been put in the position it was in because of that rezoning application, and that's a fact that I believe Romspen has apparently realized in its decision to rescind the rezoning application. That said, we are here not to simply voice our objection to the Albright government's proposed location for rebuilding Moncton High School, but more specifically, I'm here to seek assistance from Council in getting answers and transparency from Fredericton. As you are no doubt aware, Edith Cavell is a K-8 feeder school for Moncton High, and it's the only other school in downtown Moncton. And it will be the only school in downtown Moncton if this move goes ahead. We do not believe that the proposed relocation of Moncton High School to the extreme northern boundary of Moncton to be an optimal location for a school, and especially a high school that has traditionally figured prominently in the vitality of the city's downtown core, as Moncton High has for the past 75 years. The last time I helped organize a group of activists like this, it was to help the Meng family remain in Moncton after the government made an illogical and unfair decision to expel them from Canada. The citizens of Moncton, City Hall, and many of our elected officials rallied, and the decision was reversed. I'm hoping for that same type of engagement here tonight. The decision to locate Moncton High at the Royal Oaks subdivision does not seem logical or economical to us for the following reasons. Contrary to assertions we hear to the contrary, we do not believe the Albright government has in any way consulted with stakeholders before unilaterally selecting the Royal Oaks location. We have been informed that the province had 20 possible locations under consideration. We have also been informed that the city had suggested 8 possible sites for a new Moncton High. None of them included Royal Oaks. It is outside of the city's serviceable boundary area, and as such is contrary to the city's vision both in regards to planned future development and in relation to efforts to curb urban sprawl and to develop a vibrant and sustainable downtown. There is a saying that those who fail to study history are doomed to repeat it, and we see this happening right now. This has all happened before, not necessarily in Moncton, but in St. John. The government of the day thought it was wise to build a brand new state-of-the-art high school in the Milledgeville neighborhood of St. John. Like Royal Oaks, it was considered well outside the downtown core at the time, and it was thought that building such a school at that location would boost development in the area, similar to what Mr. Sullivan mentioned earlier. Unfortunately, the citizens of St. John had a different idea, and development actually started booming in Ross and Quispamsis, the opposite direction from Milledgeville. And not too many years later, this brand new state-of-the-art Milledgeville High School was closed, and the province had to build another high school in the proper location. To my knowledge, in the last 50-plus years, all schools built in Moncton were constructed as a result of development. Again, I'll refer back to what Mr. Sullivan said. There is no cases that I can think of where any school was built to encourage development. As we have seen in St. John, that strategy simply does not work. While we are appreciative that the government has chosen to invest in a new school in Moncton, we object to the increased infrastructure costs that will be required to locate such a school in the remote location of Royal Oaks. Conservative estimates put the increased infrastructure costs that could be borne by the taxpayers of Moncton to be in excess of $20 million. That's not counting the actual construction costs. We also understand the government paid $1.475 million for the plot of land on which they proposed to build Moncton High School. Fair market value for that land seems to be under $500,000. Representatives of Romspen told the Times and Transcript that the $1.5 million price tag included not just the land but additional improvements and infrastructure costs. What I didn't see in the news article were any questions from the reporter on just what those improvements consisted of. When we requested those details from the province through a right to information request, we received this document. As you can see, the entire thing is redacted. Literally, the entire thing is redacted. The only thing you can see there is the section numbers. Okay. So the question becomes, why is the conditions around the sale of Moncton High and what they're getting for their money a state secret? In another Right to Information request, Supply and Services Minister Claude Williams did confirm that no financial analysis was performed by the province on refurbishing, renovating, or replacing Moncton High on the current site. If the province did no analysis on the current site, what analysis did it do for the other 19 sites, including the 8 recommended by City Council? What analysis did it even do on the Royal Oaks location? It should be noted, Claude Williams represents Kent South, a riding located 800 metres from the proposed new building site. We object to it. I'm almost done. We object to a development that will require students, parents, teachers, and community members to waste a significant amount of time and money in buses and cars to get to and from school. While it is true that 85% of the current Moncton High student body are bused, further analysis would reveal that the vast majority of those students, in excess of 95% of them, do not live in the Royal Oaks area nor to the north of it. In fact, the majority of bus students live within 6 kilometres of the existing Moncton High and come from within this Moncton city limits or from the city of Dieppe or the towns of Shediac and Memramcook. If you look at this area on a map, you'll quickly see that placing the school in Royal Oaks will actually increase both the number of students and the distance students will have to be bused to school. Again, in a time of fiscal restraint, this does not seem logical or prudent. In 2010, the O'Shaughnessy report was released. This report was commissioned by the District 2 Education Council, and the resulting report was world-class and above reproach. It clearly recommends keeping Moncton High School downtown, and it is my understanding that this recommendation was firmly supported by City Council at the time. Finally, as an inner-city school, Edith Cavell has a fair proportion of its families that fall into the lower socioeconomic brackets. As such, a great many of our families do not own or have access to an automobile. By placing the new Moncton High School at the extreme edge of the city, it significantly limits our students from taking part in such things as extracurricular activities like sports teams, theatre arts, etc. It also places significant restraints on these parents from being able to access their children during the school day for such things as storm closures, doctors or dentist appointments, etc. Not to mention the constraints placed on the actual students in finding and retaining after-school employment because travel time to and from school. In addition, we have some anecdotal evidence that current MHS volunteers, be they coaches or assistants of sports teams, volunteers helping with drama and other after-school programs, will no longer be taking part in such activities because of the difficulties and travel times associated with the new location. In short, placing the school at the distant location unduly burdens those who can least afford it. Please note there is no public transportation option available to reach this part of the city, and what we learned in the Planning Commission meeting a couple weeks ago is there's no plan of Kodiak Transpo to extend a service out there. The Edith Cavell PSSE, the grassroots citizens group fighting this move, and numerous private citizens on their own have requested the government identify all locations that were considered, including the criteria used to evaluate these sites, and then simply show us, the community at large, why 19 sites failed the review with only Royal Oaks left as a possible solution. And my last page. We have met all local area MLAs, including 3 ministers. At most of these meetings, the government MLAs or ministers have promised to get back to us with the information we seek, that is to say, the locations and selection criteria. To date, we've received nothing from any of them. It is obvious that Romspen chose to withdraw the rezoning application because it feared the City Council will reject the request, and that would have been seen as a strong signal to the Alberta government that the citizens of Moncton are strongly against locating Moncton High at Royal Oaks. Because of Romspen's tactical withdrawal tonight, Council will not be able to send the message we hoped it would. Therefore, because our provincial government does not seem to be acting in a transparent, collaborative way, I am formally requesting that the City of Moncton help the citizens of Moncton in getting answers to our many questions on why locating MHS at Royal Oaks is the best solution for students, parents, and taxpayers of Moncton. And I'm not familiar or all that up to date with Robert's Rules of Order, so I'm not sure how this goes, but we are here to actually officially request that Council debate and vote on the following motion. Now, whether that's tonight or another council meeting, it's very quick. Whereas the proposed site for the new Moncton High School falls outside of the city's serviceable boundary area and is contrary to the letter and the spirit of the City of Moncton's municipal plan, whereas Moncton City Council has already signaled its unanimous support for the recommendations of the O'Shaughnessy report, be it therefore resolved that the City of Moncton suspend negotiations involving infrastructure upgrades required to build a school at Royal Oaks, and that the City of Moncton formally requests the Province of New Brunswick to hold a public meeting before April 30th, 2012 in Moncton to explain its choice of location, including other sites evaluated and the selection criteria used to replace Moncton High School and its intentions in regards to the existing Moncton High School building. Thank you. And the content of the motion that we're proposing to council tonight is based on the text that was used in the the petitions that we've been handing around for the past 3 or 4 weeks in the city. We have over 2,300 names here that will be going to Fredericton. We hope you will support us in this effort. Thank you for your time.